When I was a little girl, I was really scared of hummingbirds, and I remember running away from them every time I saw one. This happened a lot because my mom had plants and many flowers in her beautiful garden. But why was I afraid of hummingbirds? I remember I was really afraid of hummingbirds because I grew up speaking Spanish and calling them chuparrosas, which translates to rose suckers. So 5-year-old me thought that the hummingbirds were coming after me because my name is Rosa. I do not remember when I stopped thinking the hummingbirds were out to get me, but I remember I was really scared of that happening. However, I did not know that although I was afraid of hummingbirds, the meaning of these beautiful creatures would forever change for me. What I still had to learn is that this was only an anticipation of what my life would be like and the person I would become. Chuparrosas represent motion, courage, change, perseverance, and adaptability. Hummingbirds have to travel great distances to find nectar, and when they travel from place to place, they do so with great fearlessness and lightness of being. Yet, the most beautiful aspect about hummingbirds is the way they pollinate with their wings and give essential nutrients to each plant and flower. I believe that hummingbirds have always been present in my life, and in one way or another, they became a representation of my educational journey. My journey in education has been far from simple or traditional. Just like the hummingbird, I had to embrace change and motion as I continuously had to endure many changes and cross many physical and metaphorical borders. Changing schools and learning English as second language also required great courage and determination in order to be able to survive. There were many times in which I felt like giving up or that I would simply not make it. I am a first-generation college student, which means that it was not always easy to imagine myself even going to college. And I remember my parents would always tell me that they did not know where the resources were, but they knew they existed. And if I just asked around, they would take me anywhere to find that help. And quite honestly, I believe I was really lucky to have their unconditional support while searching for answers. That is how I answer many questions like, how can I go to college? What is FAFSA and how can I get that? And how can I transfer to a university? I could have given up many times, yet, just like the hummingbird, I just knew that I had to keep moving forward and persevere. And I have also been so lucky to find friends, mentors, teachers, and professors along the way who have guided me through paths that took me to places that I never thought I would find. And somehow, somewhere along the way, I figured out that this is who I want to be, a teacher. I chose to become a teacher because my journey through education changed me. And I want to be there for students who find themselves out there looking for answers to the questions they don't even know they have yet, just like I did. As chuparrosas travel through different places to find nectar, they spread pollen that will provide with essential nutrients to beautiful plants and flowers. And this is who I want to be as a teacher. I celebrate diversity in my classroom by choosing material that incorporates students' cultural backgrounds and life experiences, while also embracing the culture we study. As a language instructor, it is very important for me to teach students about history and culture, as I did this year through reading, art, music, and dance. I believe it is important to talk to students about the culture and traditions of the people who speak the language and teach them how to embrace the culture without appropriating it. Most importantly, I want my students to be able to see the true beauty and fall in love with Latin American culture, literature, and the Spanish language. Just like the hummingbird, I want to continue being the teacher that does not settle in one place. I want to be the teacher that uses everything I've learned so far and finds new ways to help all my students succeed. I want to continue spreading the message of positivity, equity, and social justice in my classroom and tell my students that I am there to facilitate the growth of their minds and spirits. I want to be the teacher that spreads knowledge and compassion, just like the hummingbird uses its wings to spread pollen. But most importantly, I want to be the teacher that helps students overcome their fears and find beauty in them, just like I overcame my fear of chuparrosas.